In this lecture, we will discuss about exponents of real numbers. Real numbers means rationals and irrationals. Exponents. We will see that how these powers or exponents can be applicable for real numbers. We will also see some laws. A simple number, real positive number a, if it is written like a raised to the power of n. The meaning of this is a is multiplied by itself how many times? N times. For example, 2 cube. 2 cube is not equal to 2 into 3. 2 cube means 2 is the base, 3 is the power, and 2 is multiplied by itself how many times? 3 times. So base is to be multiplied by itself and how many times depends on the power. Now if we look at the negative exponent, for example a to the power of minus n. This a to the power of minus n is basically 1 upon a to the power of n. For example, 2 raised to the power of minus 3. The meaning of this is 1 upon 2 to the power of 3. So the same thing you have to write in the denominator. This 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. So this we can write it as 1 upon 8. This n is suppose 1. So it will be a raised to the power of minus 1, that is 1 upon a. Now this a and 1 upon a, these two are called reciprocals of each other. So power minus 1 means the same base with the positive power will go in the denominator. Here the power is negative, the same power becomes positive, but the number is gone to the denominator, and there we will solve it. Clear? So this is something about exponent, how to multiply and what to multiply, how many times it is to be multiplied. So a positive power and a negative power. Now we will see the laws of indices. Laws of indices and two types of powers we will see. First is integral and second we will see the rational powers. In these laws, if we take x as a positive real number and m and n are the integers, the first law says that the same base, powers are different, they are integers, sign of multiplication, the powers will be added. For example, 2 square into 2 cube. Here the base is 2, the power is 2 here and 3 here, means m is 2, n is 3. If we use the law, directly you can say it is 2 plus 3, that is 2 to the power of 5. But if you see the meaning of it literally, then 2 square is 2 into 2 and 2 cube is 2 into 2 into 2. So altogether if you multiply, it will give 2 to the power of 5. So by applying the law, or literally when we are multiplying, the answer is same. So the first law is this. Now the second law. If instead of this multiplication sign, we take sign of division, the conditions are same, then in that case, instead of plus sign, it will become minus. So when x to the power of m is divided by x to the power of n, it will give x to the power of n minus n. For example, 2 raised to the power of 5 divided by 2 cube. Here by using the law, this will be 2 square. But when we are saying x to the power of n divided by x to the power of n, the question comes, these two powers, the numerator and denominator's power, there are three possibilities. For this, when we are saying m is greater than n, means the numerator's power is more than the denominator's power, then also the law is this, the result is this. It means just check for the other two cases also, that when m is less than n. So for example, if we are taking 2 cube divided by 2 to the power of 5. In the first case, what we saw, 2 raised to the power of 5 divided by 2 cube. M is greater than n. First thing. Now second part, when m is less than n, whether this law will work or not, that we have to check. So 2 cube divided by 2 to the power of 5, if we apply this law, according to law it should be 3 minus 5. Be careful, it is not 5 minus 3, it is 3 minus 5, because in this case m is 3 and n is 5. So m is less than n. But when we solve it by the law, it is giving us the result 2 raised to the power of minus 2, and which will be rewritten as 1 upon 2 square, that is 1 upon 4. But literally if you solve it, then you see that also will give us the same result, because these 3 2's will be cancelled, and ultimately what we are going to get is 1 upon 4, which we got by using the law. It means whether m is greater than n or m is less than n, the law is same. Means the parts will be subtracted. The third case, if m is equal to n, then let's see the law will work or not. For example, 2 cube divided by 2 cube. We can directly say same number upon same number, the answer is 1. But by applying the law, how it is coming, let's check. By applying the law, here both the parts are same. But if we apply the result, it is 2 raised to the power of m divided by 2 raised to the power of n, where m and n are same. Law says the parts will be subtracted, and 3 minus 3 is 0, and this will be 1. Why? The 0 exponent. 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1. So literally if you do and apply the rule, we are getting the same answer. It means that this law works for all 3 cases, whether m is greater than n, or m is less than n, or m is equal to n. This what we are discussing is for integral powers first, means we are taking m and n are integers. The third law is power to the power, means if there is a real number x and its power is m whole to the power of n, then the law says powers will be multiplied. Now this is m into n, which can also be written as n into m. Why? We know one property, commutative property of multiplication, which says that a into b is equal to b into a. So what have we concluded? That m into n is n into m. So the same thing we can also write as like this. What will be the answer according to the law? X raised to the power of n into m, or x to the power of n into n. So these two are same. It means these two are also same. Okay, this is the law, that when the power to the power is there, powers are multiplied, but powers can be interchanged also. For example, 2 cube, its whole square. According to the law, the powers will be multiplied. It is 2 to the power of 6. And according to this rule, I can also write it as this. So this will become 2 to the power of 2 into 3, that is this. It means that what do we conclude? According to this third law, power to the power, the powers can be interchanged. So the third law says x to the power of m whole raised to the power of n is x to the power of m into n. Now, if there are two real numbers x and y, the fourth rule, x raised to the power of m into y raised to the power of m. M is any integer. Directly we can multiply the bases. X into y whole to the power of m. Okay? X to the power of m multiplied by y to the power of m means since they are having the same powers, so they can be directly multiplied. For example, 2 cube into 3 cube can be written as 2 into 3 the whole cube, so 6 cube. Okay, so these are some laws. Some more we will discuss. Now we will see the part when it is a rational number. When the part is a rational number, we use a word radical. For example, if I say under root of a, or it is also said square root of a. The meaning of this is a to the power of 1 upon 2. So if those same laws what we have applied for integers, we want to apply for the rational numbers, then the result is same. For example, first is if we take any real number a. Now when I say real number, it means that you can take rational or irrational number. So here, if I take a real number a and I use this radical sign, it means that it is a to the power of 1 upon 2 and multiplied by. Base is same, but instead of square root I have used cube root. So this if you compare with x to the power of m into x to the power of n. What did we observe in this? The powers are added. Here also, under root of a means a to the power of 1 upon 2 and cube root of a means a to the power of 1 upon 3. Okay? Now, when you multiply it, the base is same, the powers are different, the powers will be added. Okay. Now when the powers are added, this can be further simplified. This we had learnt in how to solve or how to add the rational numbers. That can be solved further. Okay. So for these type of cases, if we take one example, it will be more clear. 2 to the power of 1 upon 2 multiplied by 2 to the power of 1 upon 3. It means what? The same base, instead of integer, we have taken a rational power. Then the powers will be added. So ultimately, this will be now. When you add the powers, then the denominators are different. The rule is same for adding the rational numbers. Find out the LCM. LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. 6 in 2 how many times? 3 times. 3 ones are 3. 6 in 3 how many times? 2 times. 2 into 1 is 2. So ultimately our answer is 2 to the power of 5 by 6. What have we done? We have applied the same rule of x to the power of m into x to the power of n, which is x to the power of n plus n. Means same base, different powers, but power is a rational number. So the powers will be added. Similarly, we can apply the same second law for the rational numbers. If we are taking a to the power of 1 upon m, suppose, and divided by a to the power of 1 upon n, same base, different powers, okay, and power is a rational number. First case, I just took a simple number and showed it to you. Now here we can take a general number, any number or any term. So the rule is the powers will be subtracted. Is it clear? So power is different, base is same, sign of division. This is same as that law which says that when the powers are different, sign of division is there, then the powers will be subtracted. So same way we can take example and we can use it. The third law says when it is power to the power, a to the power of 1 upon m, a is a real number, positive real number, 1 upon m is a rational number, power to the power, another rational number. It is same as the third law of indices. What we had seen, the third law, x raised to the power of m whole raised to the power of n will give us x raised to the power of n into n. Means the powers will be multiplied. Here also the powers will be multiplied. So ultimately it will be a raised to the power of m into n. Also, I told you when the power to the power, they can be interchanged. So with that rule, we can say x to the power of 1 upon m whole raised to the power of 1 upon n is also equal to 1 upon m and whole to the power of 1 upon m. Because 1 upon m into n can also be written as n into m. So this is the rule which is based on the third law, that the powers can be interchanged also. Now, if we take any real number a and its negative power, which is a rational number, what did we see in the law of indices? When a negative power is there, then to make it positive, we write it in, if it is a numerator, we write it in the denominator with the same. Here also, it will be 1 upon a to the power of m upon m. Clear? So these are some laws which are in place of integer, what we have taken, the rational numbers. Now we will see some useful results. If a and b are real numbers, then under root of ab means two numbers are under the same radical sign. Radical sign I explained you. It means that the power of the variable, the term or the number or expression is a rational number. Then that's why we are calling it as a radical. So under root of a into b can be written as under root of a into under root of b. Means if you have got a number under root of 12, you can split it. You can write it as this is 12, so this is the product of two numbers, or we can say 6 into 2, or under root of 3 into 4. The same number is written in this form. We can rewrite it as under root of 6 into under root of 2, or similarly under root of 3 into under root of 4. But this directly also we can say under root of 12 into under root of 1 also. What are we doing? A number which is a product of two numbers can be written as, with the same radical sign, its two factors. Clear? But in this case, this is a, this is b. Here 12 only is written, which is actually 12 into 1. Here this is a, this is b. So under root of a into under root of b. So you can break it. Similarly, if it is given like this, you can combine it also. For example, if it is under root of 9 into, under root of 19 into under root of 2. This is a, this is b. You can combine it and you can directly write it as 19 2s are 38. Clear? So this is the first rule. Second rule. If this same is written in this form, it is under root of a upon b. Because they are under the same radical sign, you can write it as under root of a upon under root of b. So, for example, if it is under root of 13 upon 5, This can be written as under root of 13 upon under root of 5. Next is based on identities. Under root of a plus under root of b multiplied by under root of a plus under root of b. Here we have taken a and b are two real numbers, and this is a plus b into a plus b. If we compare it with this, a plus b into a plus b, it was actually a plus b the whole square. And what is the expansion of a plus b the whole square? A square plus twice ab plus b square. The same rule will apply over here. So here the first term is root a and the second term is root b. If we write its expansion, it will be first term square plus twice of first into second term plus second term square. Now how to solve this? Under root of a square. One rule says same root and same power. Means this is called as nth root of a to the power of n. Either we write like this or we write it like this. It's same thing. This is based on the third law of indices, power to the power. Nth root means to the power 1 upon n. And whole raised to the power of n is like this. So power to the power will always be multiplied. And 1 upon n are reciprocal to each other. So they will be multiplied and will give us 1. Or directly you can say n and n is cancelled. So ultimately it is a. So the rule says same radical, same power here. So they will be cancelled ultimately and we will get only the base. Here. Under root means to the power 1 upon 2 and this is a square. So square root and a square. Square root means to the power 1 upon 2 and square means 2. So this 2 and 1 upon 2 are reciprocal of each other. So ultimately it will be only a. So what are we going to get? A plus 2. This first rule I told you can combine it. So this is the expansion of under root of a plus under root of b into same under root of a plus under root of b. On the basis of this, we can also write it same thing for minus sign. Means in place of plus, if it is minus, then we will compare it with second identity. What is the second identity? A minus b the whole square. A minus b the whole square is basically a minus b into a minus b and its expansion is a square minus twice ab plus b square. Same thing will apply over here. So this will be under root of a square minus 2 into first quantity into second quantity plus root b the whole square. Same thing, a minus 2 root ab plus b. So this is the expansion of under root a minus under root b into under root a minus under root b. Next, if it is under root of a whole square minus under root of b whole square, you can say it is a square minus b square. Or if it is given in that form, not in this way, but under root of a plus under root of b and under root of a minus under root of b. This is actually the third identity, a plus b into a minus b. Ultimately, you will be getting this. Clear? So this will give us a minus b. So one positive, one negative will lead us to a square minus b square. So this is a minus b. This is what we have done. The same laws we have applied, but in place of the simple number, we are having the number with the radical sign. That is the difference over here. Means the power is a radical, means a rational number. Radical means it is related to the rational number. So what we all are applying over here is the rational power. Okay. Now, very interesting thing next is distributive property. If you do remember distributive property, if there are four real numbers A, B, C and D, and if it is like this, under root A plus under root B into under root C plus under root D. So we just have to apply the distributive property, or we can in simple words say that open the brackets. It means this root A will be multiplied by C, root A will be multiplied by D, root D. Root B will be multiplied by root C and root B will be multiplied by root D. So first we will take root A multiplied by root C. Directly we can write root AC. This and this will give root AD plus this B and C will give us BC, and the last will give us root B into root D. So this is the expansion of, this is something like A plus B into C plus D. Same thing. AC plus AD. Okay. Means what we are doing over here? A plus B multiplied by C plus D. So A will be multiplied by C as well as D. So AC plus AD. Okay. And plus B into C will be BC plus BD. The only difference is the difference of this radical sign. Otherwise, the law is same. Is it clear? Now, the last concept. If we take a number like this, A and B are real numbers, A plus root B. And another one is A minus root B. And if we multiply these two, then we are going to get A square minus root B the whole square, which will ultimately be A square minus B. So these kind of terms in which after simplifying there is no more radical sign. We will use it in the next concept, rationalization. And these two terms like A plus B or root B into A minus root B, these two are called conjugates of each other. Means this is conjugate of this and this is conjugate of this. Clear? So this we will be using in the next concept which we will be doing later, that is rationalization.